Good evening and welcome to our first parent information night. We are so excited to be back in school, and we've had a great first week, and we're so excited to have your children back in the school, and it's going to be a great year. There's a few things that I would like to share with you. The first is you received a yellow Title I student compact sheet in your back to school packet for your children. We are a Title I designated school. And this compact is an agreement between the student and you and teacher and the school that the school staff recognizes the positive effect of parent involvement on student achievement, and we must work together to help all children meet the Common Core standards. A commitment from each person to do these things that support learning is imperative. So I know many of you have already reviewed this with your child and you've signed off on it and sent it back. If you have not, if you could get that back to your child's homeroom teacher, that would be greatly appreciated. Title I status is awarded to schools year to year based on the lunch program. So if you have any questions about that or would like any specifics, just please feel free to email me or give me a call, and we can talk more about that. You received a lunch form at Back to School Night as well. And if you haven't returned that, please do so. It describes the lunch program that we have available here for students to either receive reduced or free lunch. Our Title I status is based on this, so if you have not received your form, make sure you get one from your teacher, and if you haven't returned it, please do so. That would be great. Next, you received from Moore County Schools their Parent-Student Handbook and Code of Student Conduct. A few things I want to point out in this. It has in here the Moore County policy for dress code, discipline issues, those types of situations. So make sure that you go through that with your child. And in the back of the book is a form that Moore County Schools ask that you fill out and sign, and we need those returned. Keep this handy throughout the year. It has consequences, bus misbehavior, expectations for the bus rides, for our bus riders, expectations for how children, their conduct is through the school based on our board policy. Each student received an Eagle Handbook as well. In this book is incorporated the policies from Moore County, as well as some site-based decisions. And there's two new areas that have been added this year. We have the attendance policy in the state of North Carolina, but when we looked at our data from last year with students who had tardies and early pickups, there was a lot of instructional time lost. And if students are not sitting in the classroom receiving that instruction, it can affect their academic growth and whether they're prepared or not with skills that they need for the next year or the future. Totally understand when there's dentist appointments and doctor's appointments and what have you. So make sure that you go over the tardy and the early leave policy for tardies and early pickups that are not excused. There's going to be some contracts or possibly some consequences put into place, because we really need students in the classrooms with that instructional time. Of course, if it's excused with dentist appointments, or a child is sick, or we've called because they're running a fever, that does not apply to this. So if you haven't already really looked at that, it's on page 7. Please do so. At the end of the school year this year, we will be looking at students' EOG test scores, and we will be offering summer remediation. It will last approximately 7 to 9 days. That will depend on what the requirements are that we get from the State Department that we are allowed to implement. And students will be given the opportunity to retake their end of grade assessment if they score a level 1 or 2 on the first time. And you may be asking yourself, well, why is that important? Well, their end of grade tests go into their permanent student record. And we also use that information along with other data throughout the year for elective courses with their Excel and their intervention blocks when they get into 6th and 7th and 8th grade. Also, it's a key indicator that helps us make determination on whether or not a student has mastered skills that they will need for the next grade level to be successful. So there is, it's explained in here. Our teachers who are members of our school improvement team, they met this summer with both the tardy and early pickup school site policy, as well as students being asked to come after they take their EOG and retest after some remediation and those types of things. It's detailed in here. If you have any questions about that, please, contact your child's homeroom teacher, our guidance counselor, Miss Loretta, our assistant principal, or myself. We would be more than glad to help you with that. Please know that around Christmas, as we come into the second semester after Christmas, students that we see that are at risk, that will possibly fall into that area of having to retake their end of grade test, we will be in immediate contact with you, and we'll set up a meeting and look at where we need to go with that. But this is conversation, if you would please have with your child, that throughout the school year, if they are not sick or something, an excuse absence, that they're at school, they're not missing time, they are doing their homework, they are participating in class. If they don't understand something, if ask their teacher, or off to the side if they have their Chromebooks and access to email their teacher, or you can personally contact them. And so we know, and everyone can have that accountability. It also goes back to our Title I compact that the student signs as well, completing all their work to the best of their ability, come to school prepared and ready to learn, that they take notes and flyers home, and they discuss their day with you. They need to be reading every day at home, and writing as well, and their math, and that they follow the student code of conduct and our PBIS expectations, which is a rubric that's posted throughout the school, and our students are well aware of that, and they do a great job with their positive expectations within the school. In September, we have an exciting one school, one book adventure that's going to start, and this is also funded by our Title I money. Every student in our school and staff member will receive the Adventures of a South Pole Pig, and as a school we will be working on this book together. The nice part about it is the children get to keep these books. They are not a textbook. Once it's theirs, they can take notes in it, they can write their name in it. This is their personal book to have forever. So look for some exciting activities that we're going to be doing as a school. Also, we'll be doing some projects at home with this, and every child in grade K-8 will be doing this. We will also be sending home some information. We will do some videos like you're seeing tonight with me, and ask parent volunteers or community members to come in and read a chapter, and that way we can show these podcasts to our students, our lower grade students, so they can hear the story. And so look for that, and if it's something that you would like to participate in, we'll get you that information on how you can let our instructional coach, Ms. Atkins, know, and you can become part of this. So we're really excited about this. We will have the kickoff for this in September at our next parent night. It will be September the 18th. That will be our literacy night, where children will have student-led conferences to share with you where they're at with their reading levels and their goals, and have an activity that goes with this book, and the children will receive their books that night. And we'll also have our grand opening of our book fair with Miss Pascal in the library. So look for more information on that to come. Throughout the year, if you would check our Twitter and our Facebook page, we will have related to this on that, and also Connect Eds will go home, as well as parent letters will go home to you with all of this information, so you have plenty of time to put it on your calendar and be involved with it. I really appreciate you coming tonight. I am going to turn this over to the teacher that you are with, and they will be giving you a handout. And that handout, and they'll going to add some additional information to that. We'll have links that you can go online on the internet, and you can access curriculum pacing guides that your children will be involved in, their standards, what they're going to be learning, when they're going to be learning it, and what have you. We've also put on there some resource sites that you can go to from our guidance department about your child with building their character, as well as relationships between them and their friends and what have you, and anti-bullying information. Also, you will have access to some sites that you can look at and review with your children, because social media is becoming very big in our child's lives, especially our older children, and just some safeguards and precautionaries with them when they're doing things like Snapchat and those things that they're involved in outside of the school. So we've just got some really great informational links on there, and we ask you to look at them. If you want any additional information that's not provided on there, please just contact your subject area teacher, whether it's science, math, social studies, ELA, art, music, CTE. Just contact us, and we'll be more than glad to get you that information, as well as, just our K2 students, their classroom teacher. So thank you for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support. Our theme this year for our teachers, you will see it on their shirts when we have those on, is Heart for Highfalls, because we have a heart for these children, community, and you. And we thank you for always supporting us and always having a heart for us. So if there's anything I can do for you as the principal of this school or the lead learner of this school, please don't hesitate. Email me, give me a call. Be more than glad to talk with you. And if you have any ideas or any solutions to anything that you see may need to be enhanced here, please just let me know. And I will turn this over to the teacher at this time. Thank you.